Be sure to go to flipsidegaming.com and use promo code 6 for 10% off on orders over $10. Do the same with the Grizzly Gentleman, 10% off at checkout on your fantastic beard products. Or you could shop via the TCG Player affiliate link in the description down below to help support the show. And last but of course not least, you can go to Grey Viking Games with the affiliate link below to pillage some sweet arena codes. What is up, Planeswalkers? Theric6 back with some more Magic the Gathering Arena. Today is Death and Taxes Day, and we do have some new inclusions from Historic Anthology 4. Mainly, we have Thraben Inspector and Declaration in Stone. You'll notice that I also decided to do a green version. A lot of people have been clamoring to see more Selesnya taxes. One of the main reasons for that, obviously, is Collected Company. Very strong card. I did have to remove the Angel package for Collected Company. You only want so many 4-ofs, I believe. So it's what we have 30 creatures. That's it's like a 90 something percent, 30 creatures. Yeah, 90% chance every time we cast a Collected Company to get 2 hits, which is totally great. Thraben Inspector hopefully will help us out in terms of kind of maintaining some sort of card advantage. Declaration in Stone is removal. It is removal. I've also had I threw in Scavenging Ooze. This is the only other green card in the main deck. Knight of Autumn, because the artifact deck doesn't see as much play, I decided to relegate this to the sideboard. So we are still mainly a mono white deck, and our mana base should be fine. The deck checker that I use said it should be fine, but I did have to crunch down the Savior, crunch down this, so hopefully we'll still be fine. Useful Historic, Death and Taxes. Excuse me, Taxes of Death. I'm definitely curious as to how this deck can handle the Death Shadow decks. I'm kind of worried, because we are playing creature decks against Claim the Firstborn. Speaking of Claim the Firstborn, though, currently WotC is running a Yososhige. But it's first. I'll keep this. I need one more land. They have a historic shakeup here, and they're gonna like progressively change the what's banned. So that's pretty cool. But this week we have Claim the Firstborn banned, Collected Company, Embercleave, Core Spirit Dancer, Muxus, Neoform, Solemnity, Teferi Hero of Dominaria, Thoughtseize, Tibalt's Trickery, and Witch's Oven. So it seems like we have an utter load. This. I'm gonna save the Skyclave Apparition for something scarier. Okay. So it looks like they hit a lot of the high tier decks. Gruul can easily get away with not running Embercleave, so Gruul is possibly going to be a super strong showing in that. Well, that's just rude. I didn't expect that. I care for using my Skyclave Apparition for this Skyclave Apparition. I'd rather just play a Reidane. Yeah. So I'm definitely interested in playing that. I was considering doing Death and Taxes, but I was kind of set on playing the Collected Company version. And Death and Taxes, like, its goal is to fight against the meta. So if I'm playing in something that isn't the meta, it's just kind of gonna be strange. This is unfortunate. Maybe I shouldn't have Tide Tigger. Maybe I do want Flicker Boy, the Charming Prince. Charming Prince allows me to scry, which is helpful in these situations. Like, I would love... Shoot. I was gonna say I would love to draw a Declaration Stone there. Soul Warden. I have nothing for this matchup. But I guess these. I don't think Authority of the Consuls is worth having. Get rid of one company. Yeah, creature decks are always kind of the bane of death and taxes. That's why we need things like Jitte. I'm obviously kidding. Jitte, I think, would be too strong. We're going to keep this. We go first. So I can theoretically wait to play this until after I've played my collected company. Because this is symmetrical. Would have loved to have a 2-drop. I guess next turn I can just play Archon. Archon into company. Into cage. So end of their turn, I can play company. I hate you. Oh, I guess they could just company now. Maybe I'm not smart. Now they can't cast their company, and I can cast my Grafdigger's Cage. Yeah. So let's see. Cycle this, which is why it's in the deck, so I can cycle it. This is in the deck for situations where I have too much land. Whatever another Angel Cleric has a battlefield control, sure. This needs to be 27, right? Yeah. So I can Skyclave this. This costs 4, essentially, so I can play this tapped. That was a powerful sneeze. But yeah, we definitely want to get rid of this. And I can start attacking with my Thalia. Yeah. Maybe my opponent isn't. Oh, darn. But yeah, now my opponent's in a situation where hopefully they're not going to be able to get a lot of life gain. They Skyclave my Thalia. Yep. Not a lot of creatures dying. Not, a lot of creatures dying. This situation's scuffed as hell. So, one of the cards in their hand, for certain, is a collected company. They haven't been playing any lands, so I guess they're sitting on all gas. I really wish I would stop drawing land. I'd very much appreciate it. If I take my Skyclave to 5... I mean, I need my opponent to just not draw land. If my opponent draws a land, I am essentially boned. Gain 4. Oh, they're gonna gain 5.
Until we achieve peace, we must fight for a better tomorrow.
Not in a good situation. Don't know how I'm getting out of this one.
We thrive when we support one another.
I'm such a fool. I should be playing the red-white version. My opponent would be able to gain life then. I'm sorry. Interesting. So I could really use Declaration in Stone. That ain't it, Chief. Yeah, I'm boned. Don't pair me up against other Death and Taxes deck. Hit me with a non-green-white deck, please. We'll take Arcanist, Blue-White Control, Gruul Aggro, Junsack. Pair me with anyone, please. I know. We'll do the old. It worked. I was gonna say we're gonna do the old cancel trick. Slinky toast. I do not understand what that means. Okay. Hand is not terrible. Red and snow. Well, if we get our god, then their deck is going to be red and slow. I'm sorry. This is awkward. Also, stop drawing land, dude. I can apparition this next turn, I suppose. Is Death and Taxes super popular now? Incredibly rude. How dare you beat me with my own deck? Yeah, I said it. I'm the historic Death and Taxes guy. Me! I started it! I obviously didn't. I'm just being dramatic. Play Bone Crusher. Yeah, sure. Excuse me. Yeah, sure. Let's see. Don't appreciate that I'm drawing so many land. I could play Thraben Inspector, Charming Prince. I could Charming Prince my Skyclave Apparition. They'd get a 2/2. Play Scoo's Charming Prince. Yeah, that's fine. You know what? Immediate regret. I actually wish I had played Scoo's Thraben Inspector. Yeah. So my reasoning for that is my Scoo's can become a 3/3. I don't care about 4 damage once. Yeah, I mean, this is just a version of Red, White, Death and Taxes. What's happening? Although this deck seems to be a little bit more on the death side. I haven't seen any taxes from them yet. That's just rude. I can play a Thraben Inspector and use it, I suppose. Don't know what's going on with my deck. Very strange. 1, 2... 2 creatures to consume. I can make it a 4/4. Declaration in Stone, I kind of want to save. Or something a little bit more frightening. I suppose my opponent could play a Sword here. They're playing Axgard Omri. I assume at the very least they're playing the Axe thing. You've given me more food, you fool. The Maul of the Skyclaves. They're playing Sword of the Realms, alright. That's fine. I assume they're just not attacking here. What? I have no marriage to the cards in my graveyard. I know that I can potentially get them with Lurrus, but like... Lurrus isn't around here, is it? Yeah, I'll block the Thraben Inspector as well. Did they accidentally do that? There's no way that was on purpose. couple more things to consume. Charming Prince to scry. I definitely don't want that. Do I want another Declaration on Stone? I suppose so. It's something to have. There's Vigilance. Creature who dies return it to its owner's hand. +2. But it doesn't get any toughness, so I can still just chump with Charming Prince. So I think I'm just gonna consume this. And then start chunking it with my Scooze. Scooze is great in the creature matchups. Do-do-doodly-doo. By the way, I'm still trying to understand a voice mod thing. Whenever a player attacks, you may unattach a come from creature control to attack that creature against small. Cost 2 to equip. Whenever you attack. Sure. So this, for example, is a great target for this. That's an oopsies. That's not... I think my opponent didn't read the card and thought that you can use a Kiri to attach equipment for free. That is my assumption. I will block this all the time. Look, I have another thing to consume. I do want one Thraben Inspector and one Charming Prince on the board, I think. I will consume their Frostbite, though. Okay. Do I want to deck in stone? Yeah. Yeah, pretty sure I do want to get rid of the Sakiri. It does give them potential card advantage, but I just want to get rid of that nonsense. And Spork for 6. So next turn, if they want, they can play Giant and put a Sword on it. Yep. Do they put the Sword on it? 3. Ah, they don't. They decide to play another creature. How unfortunate. It's unlikely that I'm going to use all this mana, so I'm not going to eat the things in my graveyard just yet. There's no way this deck should be running 22 lands. There's no way this deck should be running 22 lands. None. And I already put a land on the bottom, too. There's only 2 creatures in graveyards? Damn. Yeah, so if I had eaten one more, then my opponent would be facing lethal. Okay. It's 2, 2, 6, 9. I'd be down to 8. They don't have double red for that. It'd be down to 8. It's unlikely that the card in their hand plus the card on their top of their deck can kill me. They don't have double red, so they would need Embercleave in hand and a red source off the top. Then they wouldn't be able to do that. So it'd be 5, 10, 16. So I'd still be alive. Plus that doesn't even factor in the 2 life I can get from Scooze. Okay. So I think we just end the turn here. What we want our opponent to do is attach the Sword of the Realms to, I guess, the Bone Crusher. Have them attack with both. Damn it. I needed them to not have another blocker. And then the idea was I'm just going to yeet their stuff. Yep, they put on Bone Crusher. So I'm definitely going to be taking 2 from the Bone Crusher Giant. They didn't attack me? Okay. Are you serious? For what it's worth, I'm taking the 2 from the Bone Crusher. Oh, do sack the Selfless Savior, because that's not how it works. Curses! I'll get you next time, Gadget! Let's plop this down. Why not? And we're still smoking. They have to block. Okay, they sack the thing so that they can block with a Hollow Blade and give it indestructibility. Go ahead, use it before you block. Damn. Fools! They discard what I assume was going to be a land. It was a red source as well. Interesting. It's going to be very annoying to get through this situation. They really should put the sword onto the Selfless Savior. It'll cost them a ton, but it means that they can keep reusing the Selfless Savior, and so they don't have to discard cards for the Hollow Blade. They didn't attach for some reason. Okay. Holding up that red mana, I guess. You put it on the Hollow Blade. This deals 3 damage. It's gonna go up to 8, so I wouldn't be able to out-heal it. Out of 18 cards, I've seen 8 real ones. Bruh. There we go. I don't think that I can reasonably attack here. Company. Another Declaration. Reidane. Skyclave Apparition. Ascension. Fly. Like, literally any of these cards I would accept. Any of them. Well, he has another Frostbite, right? Like, he has no other reason to have tapped purposefully like that. Go up to 8, and Frostbite would still be enough to kill me. I'm taking the 5. Ow. I have to keep like both of these in the graveyard for right now, because if I draw a Lurrus, it would be very helpful. Alright, at least I'm getting a redraw. It's a blocker I can use for Hollow Blade. Sure. Okay. We have Skyclave. It's probably just gonna... We're obviously hitting the Hollow Blade. I guess I could hit the sword. Yeah, it's way better to hit the sword here. That way Ailsid can't protect it. Oh my gosh, please sack it. You fool! I'm not targeting the Seasoned Hollow Blade! I have to be an asshole about this, I'm sorry. Yeah, fun fact, didn't target that. Thanks for the food for my scoos. Let's see. Attack here. Nah, we can wait a turn. Bruh. We got him. We got him. That's a heck yeah moment, bruh. I targeted the permanent Frostbite. Oh no! You get a 2/2. I don't care. Oh! Whoa! Hey! Whoa! A Forge 4? That's not what I signed up for. 4? I can eat the Skyclave Apparition with impunity. Because, Lurrus can't get it back. I do kind of like the Frostbite here, though. Like, this deck is definitely more taxes than, or more depth than taxes, at least from what I've seen of it. Only 20 cards. But... yeah, I don't know. It's cool stuff. Cool stuff. I do like the Frostbite. It's not bad. The mana base, in my opinion, is bad, but Frostbite is not bad. You don't play this if you're playing Snow. Yeah, I'm gonna consume my Skyclave Apparition. I can't get it back. Just triple checking, yeah. And I'm just gonna eat this. You're not allowed to have anything. Declaration in Stone. Honestly, I think I'm gonna hit my own Thraben Inspector. I don't care. I don't want them to draw anything good. I have, what, one more declaration? Yeah, I have one more declaration here. I can declare on the Hollow Blade, and I can start attacking in with my Skoos. They have to block. Yeah, I... Cancel. I think I'm going to attack first. This is 7. They have another one that's 10. I can only get to 10. I kind of want to see what they do. If I force them just to discard another card, then I'm fine with that. Yeah, I'm not confident in that play. I can get thwacked for 4 here, but it's not great. If they get another... I'm trying to think, like, if they get another red source... 1, 2, 3, 4... Well, 1, 2, 3, 4... They'd have 2 mana. They could probably attack here. They choose not to. Going to consume this. Something good. I'll take it. This is definitely what I would call something good. I'm actually going to Charming Prince. Charming Prince Scry. Is a Scry better than a draw here? I think a Scry 2 is a little bit better than a draw. Oh, baby, a triple. I mean, obviously I would have preferred to just draw that, but I'm fine with this situation. We don't attack here. We sit and chill. They get to draw a card, but we should be able to hopefully win this game of this match that has just started, essentially. I mean, they have an equipment sub-theme, so I can bring in the Knight of Autumns. They have plenty of 1-drops, so I'm actually going to bring in Isolate. Are you a knight? You are not a knight. Skyclave Apparition. Well, that sucks. I assume they're going to hit Lurrus here. They do decide to hit Skoos. I'm fine with that. I have a company next turn. So, F you. I don't think they can attack here, yeah. Let's see. Main phase company? play this. Four. Okay, this tapped, I suppose. Let's see if I can catch them. 1, 2. Yeah, I can still do this, play the other Thraben Inspector. And this way I go a little bit deeper on the Collected Company. Although, now they're probably not going to attack. Yeah, so I'll just have Lurrus out. How many of their Skyclaves have they gone through? Only one? Fudge. Also, at this point, this is an aggressive Death and Taxes list. A lot of 1-drops. 1-drop, 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 1-drop. Yeah, a lot of 1-drops. So I think Isolate is going to be pretty decent-ish. Company. They never saw it coming. Wow. I only have 2 things. Although they're flyers, so unless they have a way to remove them, my opponent is dead. Okay. They did not have an answer to flyers. Okay. Cool, cool. We like the Isolates. We like the Knight of Autumns. They are more aggressive, so maybe Authority is good. I don't know. You know? Hmm. I guess Thalia is not all that great in this matchup. Although, the first strike is not terrible. Creatures are currently at 30. Oh, wrong card to get rid of. Creatures down to 28. At 28, I have an 86% chance. Goddamn. By the way, I'll post the Reddit thread that I'm getting these percentages from. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Can't beat the Angels. Can't beat green-white Angels. Let's see if I can beat a red-white, more aggressive Texas list. This hand's okay. We're going second, which is why I'm going to keep it. Okay. Ow. Hey, look, I got a thing. Doesn't matter. Next turn, I'm going to a sprint. A lot of red now. What happened to your white? They wanted double red. Unless this was a mistake. Unless this was a misclick. This is probably going to die. Then I play Reidane. They're pretty far away from... Oh, right. Well, no. You could still have white here. This is going to be a stomp, yeah. Why not have white, though? I don't understand. We play this on white. Then we Reidane. And their snow-covered mana is sad. Ow. Is it Reidane or Archon? I think I'm actually going to do Archon here. I can block this fine, theoretically. I might be able to cast Reidane as the Valkyria, which against a more aggressive deck might be fine. So technically this would be tapped, but doesn't seem like it matters. The attack with just the Bone Crusher, sure. I will not block. Painful, incredibly. Ow. I did not get another land, unfortunately. Knight of Autumn does nothing here. I could Deck and Stone. I could just Charming Prince to scry. I think that's what I'm going to do. I really want to guarantee I hit a land drop next turn. Oh, fuck you. Savior's definitely going. The thing is, Apparition's not terrible. I think I just want the other land. This is potentially a terrible idea, but I think I just need the other lands. I don't think we attack. We probably still aren't blocking, but I just don't think we attack here. Opponent can only play one thing a turn. And do I die to Embercleave? That'd be 10. I would die to Embercleave. So I need to block. Embercleave would blow me out if I decide to do this, so I'm not going to. I'm just going to chump block the thing that does the most. Do they have the cleave? They at least didn't play it. They might still have it. They just didn't play it. Hollow Blade, sure. You only play one thing a turn. Okay. So I have a Collected Company, which I can play at Instanta speed. Which I will be playing at Instanta speed. Yeah. Okay, let's see. Attack all. Wow, kind of surprised. I'm even more surprised. Don't play Embercleave here. Are you kidding me? Me am very sad. I'm just accept that I die to Embercleave. I am currently alive. Alright. Can only play one thing a turn. Yikes. If I play Valkyria, I'll probably just die. Yeah, I think at this point I have to... I can't play to not lose. I think I have to play to win. Which means taking riskier lines. So the safer line is just gaining life. Okay, so they didn't have Evercleave. Interesting. So I assume they sacked the Savior for Bone Crusher. Yeah. I'd love another Collected Company that... Okay, this is not terrible. Okay, I could... isolate... could like isolate and then declaration and then cast Thraben Inspector, I die to top deck Bonecrusher Giant or Frostbite. I could Reidane plus Thraben Inspector, which only allows me to chump again. I think Lurrus Isolate is gonna be the strongest line. I need them to essentially draw nothing here. Remember that last game where I had like too many lands? Why can't I have some of that here? I have to block this. Okay, we are still alive. Okay. Play Inspector. So they'll be able to draw off of this, which is not the best. Maybe I shouldn't have cast that. Maybe I should have just cast Inspector and Reidane. Yeah, I should just cast Inspector and Reidane, I think. If my opponent is smart, they will give Luminarch Ascension protection from white before they attack, and then they will be able to kill me. Do they do it? They didn't do it. They can still only kill one of my things. They're obviously going to kill the Thraben Inspector, but they lose Aelcid. So they lose... Or, did I say they're obviously going to kill Thraben Inspector? They're obviously going to leave Thraben Inspector alive. But they lose Aelcid, so now they can't get me. They miss lethal. I'm actually going to play green, because one of my ways out of this is getting a Scooze. Okay. Okay. If they play... Oh my gosh, okay. Look at this object's card you like, maybe able to put into hand. Sure. Here is fine.
I am the last of the ancients, and my will reigns supreme. We will survive this crisis.
Sure. Green, green, green. Okay. Knight of Alma has to be one of them, so that I can come in and block this. I think I'm going with Aspirant. Cool. 1, 2, 3. So anytime I can cast sorcery, yeah. I need double white for it, yeah. I've lost the 12 minutes of my timer! I forgot this gave lifelink. Yeah, I messed that up so bad. I should have gave that to this so I could gain life.
Kick rocks.
Get it because she's a lithomancer? Okay.
Search is nearing its end.
Top 6 cards. Oh, they're gonna maul. Of course they get a maul. That gets first strike, doesn't it? Yeah, it does. Well, I have to block this. Why did they concede? Were they being nice to me? I don't understand. What? Maybe they had to go? I'm pretty sure that was game 2. Well, time for the deck talk. And first thing first, Thraben Inspector. The card helps. Saying not saying that the card doesn't help would be a lie. The card definitely helps. It takes up a slot, and I hate that it takes up a slot. But the fact of the matter is, right? You're gonna get value out of this card. I actually think that Thraben Inspector would be better in a blue-white version that cares more about ETBs. Because in that version, I already run like way more Charming Princes and stuff. So it's possible Inspector is better there. It's also possible that I might not be needing to run Savior more. Savior is very helpful in a lot of circumstances. But you need something to protect. Like, it's great against control is the thing. Savior might not be great right now. Charming Prince, it did what it needed to do. You blink some things, you scry some things. Sounds good. Declaration of Stone. This is the card that we would have to like kind of think about. It was able to get rid of things. It did draw my opponent's cards. It's slow card drawing for them, but it is still drawing a card for them. Now, technically, in the green-white version, you can, if they don't have mana, you can Declaration Stone and then Knight of Autumn to blow up the enchantment. That's not great because that means your Knight of Autumn isn't getting value out of the other 2 abilities that she has access to. If you have like an artifact, Death and Taxes, a brown in taxes, if you will, you could have Karn Boy, the Karn with a Wishboard. You could have that Karn so that they can't use the clue, right? They won't be able to actually crack it because it's an artifact, and with 4-mana Karn Boy, they can't do things. I'm gonna keep playing with it. I don't know if I want 4. I want to see removal in this deck. And I don't know if 8 is the needed amount. You always play 4 Skyclave. Always. Absolutely always. But I don't know if 4 stone or 3 stone is correct. I think I'm probably going to try more with 3 stone than with 4 stone. Man, I don't know. I don't know. I want to know. I assume other people who watch my channel love playing Death and Taxes. One of the reasons that they watch the channel is because I have Death and Taxes every Saturday. Let me know how Declaration of Stone has been for you as well. I like it. I want to love it. I'm just not sure I do. Luminarch Aspirant, she got trimmed down a little. She's still good though. Like, the reason Aspirant is so great is because if you can play this on turn 2, like, you're crushing. If you can go, like, Thraben Inspector into Aspirant, right, then one of those counters is haste, right? And you essentially turn your 1/2 into a 2/3. Like, that's huge. Like, that's great. I think she doesn't need to be a 4/0, right? We don't want to see this card super late most of the time. Thalia is still fine. There are plenty of stupid decks that are that have a lot of instant sorceries, namely like the Arcanist deck. So as long as I'm hating on something, I'm probably going to keep Thalia around. Scooze is only a 2 because I couldn't find room for it. Maybe I throw another Scooze in the sideboard, get rid of like one of the authorities, just to have even more hate. But I'm not sure. Archon of Emeria, I cut down a Reidane, and I feel like maybe I should have cut down an Archon. Because this deck does, from time to time, want to play 2 spells in a turn. So it's possible I should have cut down an Archon instead of Reidane. Because Reidane is just good. She has Vigilance. Like, the same stats, but she has Vigilance. The Snowlands coming in tapped isn't as good, generally, than non-basics coming in tapped for your opponent. But the Vigilance is huge. Apparition's Apparition. Lurrus does what Lurrus does. Provides a lot of extra support for us. I mean, we got, what, 6, 10... Oh, this doesn't count. 6, 10, 16. Oh, we have 16 1-drops, or hits off Lurrus, so I think 2 is a reasonable number. Also, lifelink. Like, innate lifelink, very helpful. Collect Company, when it works, it works. I have no idea why my my mana base hates me. I really liked Bretagard Stronghold. I use this card wrong, but I really like it. The fact that they give lifelink and vigilance is huge. Yeah, no, I like this. It's also relatively inexpensive to activate. As for the rest of the mana base, like, we are primarily a white deck still. It's possible that I can justify putting in like 1 more Scatter Groves, maybe 1 more Bretagard Stronghold. What I'd really like to see are the Innistrad activated lands. So the Moorland Haunt, Vault of the Archangel, etc., etc. But for this deck specifically, Gavining Township. I think Gavining Township would be huge. Not just for this deck, but for token decks as well. Because that means, like, the reason Gavining Township would be so great for this deck is because you can continue building your board without using your hand as resources, and if you get to the late game and kind of you're top decking, or you keep running into more mana, then you can just keep funneling that into making your board better, right? So now top decking an extra land doesn't hurt as bad. It still hurts, but you're still able to add to your board via your land. So I would really love to see all of those lands. I don't think there's a single one that should be excluded. Some of them aren't great. If I recall correctly, like Halls of Stensia or whatever, Stensia Blood Halls, the black-red one, I don't recall that one being very good. Yeah, I mean, Keswick Wolf Run, we have the Thalia Drown Yard, right? We got a bunch of cool lands from there. And I would just love to see those brought to Historic. I think that would help a lot, actually. For a variety of decks. I think they're just cool cards, right? They're cool cards that people can build with. Also, they're just lands. Like, donnez-moi, s'il vous plaît. Sideboard, we didn't use Authority of the Consuls all much, even though we went against 2 creature decks. It's possible that I should have. It's also possible that I shouldn't have as many authorities in the sideboard. Isolate. I made fun of this card when it first came out, I think. But right now, there's a ton of 1-drops in the format. A ton. An absolute ton. So I think Isolate, like, if it has a time to shine, it's right now. Also, I love the art, but I do have to use Declaration of Stone art for the thumbnail. Cage, Weathered Runestone. There's plenty of other company decks. It's not great here because we are a company deck, but you could see that one game we were able to play Collected Company and play out a Cage, and I assume hurt my opponent from being able to company. Night of Autumn, you know what it's for. Destiny Spinner. These Azorius decks, man, bunch of counterspells. You play Destiny Spinner into Reidane, you're doing well. Then Yasharn is against the sack decks, essentially. So all in all, I like this. I think I want Death and Taxes to be white-blue right now. White-blue or white-red? Did I not confirm? Oh, I had 2 apparently. Cool. Those might be better. Obviously, it'd be changed from this, and this is kind of a foray into the artifact version. Although I can still do another equipment version, but it's not really for the equipment that I would want the white red. I really like the Bone Crusher Giant mainly, but My opponent also used the Snowlands, or the Snow Frostbite pretty well. So I think Frostbite also hits Planeswalkers. It does, huh? I could see myself trying a red-white version that maybe eschews the Thalia and includes things like Frostbite as additional removal. Not entirely sure, obviously, but the red definitely has stuff going for it, and where's the other one? Oh, I must have deleted the white-blue one. Awkward. The white-blue also has a lot of things going for it, especially if once the metagame settles down again. Hour-long video. I don't know why I do this to y'all. Feel free to send me hate mail to this address. I'd like to thank my lovely patrons, especially Fogwind, Malik, and Balater, for the continued support. If you'd like to join them and support the show, you find links down in the description below. Do, of course, hope you've enjoyed this video. If you did, like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. And, of course, until next time, all be one.